Hi, how's it going? This is Resident of Collinwood for YouTube. I'm here by myself currently. Other guests may join me later. Initially, Tom Diamond and Vicky Ray were to join me. They had to reschedule until Sunday. But I'm here to talk Halloween 3 Season of the Witch. And it's a very interesting movie. This is not a slasher. Oh, here we go. There you are. How are you, Patrick?
I am on the horns of a dilemma. I'm trying to figure out which is more important, plumpness or juiciness.
Ah,
Where do you stand on the eternal debate?
well, like if you're meeting food,
I'm not going to say what I mean. I think it's a universal question.
uh, I'm not really particular to either. So,
Okay, like dry and desiccated. Is that
well,
like
yeah,
like a
yeah,
like a gnarled cheroot?
I prefer juicy.
Okay, that's good. That's good. Okay, you've gone somewhere. Who
Yeah,
are we? Who are you talking to, Joel? Were you just
I was talking to myself because Tom
okay?
and
Good.
Vicky backed out.
What?
Yeah, but
Why?
well, Tom was busy at the doctor, so they said Sunday for this. But I decided to do this anyway because I did invite Christian Hanna. He might pop in
Now,
here.
who's Christian Hanna? Tell me all
He,
about
he
this guy.
is a YouTuber who covers horror.
Okay,
He's a big Season of the Witch fan. I don't know if he'll be here, but he may pop in here.
that's weird. That's rude. I mean, I'm just saying it would be nice if you had a sense of security in this. Well, like let's get Culver in this. He's not doing anything.
My goodness. I did ask Alan. I know but he.
Well, what about Culver?
We'll see. Let's see.
Have you guys
Oh,
had a falling out?
no, no, no,
A
no, no,
spat? A slap fight with like your
no,
hands?
no, no, no. Hold
Like
on,
that?
hold on,
Okay.
hold
Well, that's not what I heard.
on. That's not what you heard.
That's not what I heard. That's not the scuttlebutt around the school cafeteria.
Uh, oh my god. Oh my god.
Now, Jewel, this StreamYard thing will do audio.
Yes, I
Have
know.
you thought about going into that dimension as well?
Well, here's the thing. I don't need StreamYard to record my individual videos.
No, I know, but then they have it prepared, and you know, so that these because this is very popular. People like the audio.
Yes, yes. I may use StreamYard to just do individual videos.
I mean, well, it's not the individual videos. They do like audio podcasts, is what I'm
Oh,
saying.
audio. Oh, well, I mean, we're
Because that way people take it with them.
Daniel. How are you, dude? He's-
I'm doing all right.
That's good.
Good. It's
That's
Mr.
good.
Culver.
Good.
I
Yeah.
kept insisting that Jewel bring you on, and Jewel said, no, no,
Oh,
no,
yeah.
no, no.
Okay. Oh yeah. Oh my god. Oh my god. Uh, Goodness. Yeah, we're
Alco
talking.
said you were the sunshine of his life.
Oh my,
And I said, that's why I'll always be around.
oh my god. Oh my god. My.
I'll bring you Daniel. How's it going?
Oh, good. How are you?
I'm great. Yeah, I kept saying, this is true. I kept saying, Jewel, you got to have Daniel on. You got to have Daniel on.
Oh,
I'm
yeah.
like an obnoxious kid in the back seat who wants ice cream.
Oh.
Except you were the ice cream.
Oh, yeah. It was
Oh.
my camera off. Was my camera already off when I joined?
It's
It
off.
was.
It's off. Your
Your identity is safe.
Yeah.
Oh, okay.
But yeah, this is a very interesting movie. This is not a slasher, obviously.
Slasher, I don't even know her.
When did you first watch Halloween 3 Day?
Are we recording this? Oh my
Yeah,
God. How
yeah,
long have we been recording this?
We've been recording for a while.
Oh, Lord. Oh, no. Now I'm really in trouble.
Oh, yeah.
You get the thing with
Oh yeah,
the tongs. God, I hope not. You know,
yeah.
man, I lose my
I think the
job.
first time I seen this was 2011.
Really?
Really?
Yeah, because I bought like the first 8 movies on DVD. Yeah, yeah, on DVD, as believe it or not. But yeah, I think that was in 2011. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. Patrick, when did you first watch Halloween 3 season of it?
I saw Halloween 3 season of the witch. When did it come out? What year? Was it 82 or 83?
Believe it was, hold on, 1982.
And that's when I saw it. Opening night. Opening
Oh, that's
night.
pretty cool.
Yeah, I was very excited about it, and I loved, the premise that we would get a Halloween movie every year that was not necessarily Meyer-esque, not Russ
Yeah.
Meyer-esque, but Michael Meyer-esque, and I thought that was just a wonderful notion, and I think it was a cool kind of Quatermassian idea, and not written by the great screenwriter Martin Quatermass, who would have to wait until what is it? The movie with the anti-god, Prince of Darkness,
Oh, yeah, Prince of
written by
Darkness.
Martin Quatermass or something. Um, but yeah, I was very excited about it, and it was really the first Halloween movie to come about when I could see one first run in a theater. I was old enough, to go to the theater and see it. Uh, if I brought the manager enough cigarettes. So that's no, I he smoked White Owls. Anyway, and I thought it was terrific.
Yeah. I saw this as a kid. I saw this about 1991. Very, very intense movie. Um, at that time, it was the darkest installment of Halloween, and it was really good.
What?
And
Okay, so Joel, qualify that. What makes it the darkest installment of Halloween? Because
well,
I
to
for
me,
me
it's
the darkest installment was the one where the projector bulb went out.
to me, number one, the tone of your movie. To me, starts with the darkness of your film. Um, what's the plot? What's going on?
What isn't?
And to me, this movie is it. It's the darkest of them all. I would say right behind it is Halloween 6, for the dark tone it takes.
Yeah.
And there's no jokes in this movie. There's no funny haha.
Oh,
No.
there is a funny line in this
Well,
movie. We
well,
were quoting it last night to each other.
though the Stonehenge, yeah,
Yeah, that's a
the
very funny
Stonehenge,
line.
yeah.
Daniel, do you know this line in the movie? It's it's hilarious. I think
Oh, what,
Chalice asks him, "How did you get Stonehenge here?" He said, "Wasn't easy," and that's it.
oh yeah.
That's all we
Oh
know.
yeah. Oh yeah. I think I do remember that. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, they say about it on the news too. It's mentioned.
That was missing.
Yeah, it's missing. So it's
Did
mentioned twice in
Did
this.
anyone investigate David Copperfield and call him on the carpet about this?
I'm sure they had him under the spotlight. I'm relatively sure they did. Um, Daniel Healy, who now he early in his career he played some good guys. He was in Rawhide
Uh huh.
for an episode. He played a cattle boss, a former cattle boss. But here he's playing a villain, and he's not in this movie a hell of a whole lot. Um,
Doesn't need to be, but his
no,
presence really.
yeah,
Yeah.
this movie, the way it starts, you get that opening score by John Carpenter and Alan Howarth. They're teaming together here for this movie. Another Deborah Hill production. Um, what did you guys think of the team of Hill and Carpenter, the late Deborah Hill and John Carpenter?
What was her last movie with him?
I don't know.
Was it Starman? Because it would help if we knew what the span of those movies was. I mean, I know where it started, kind of.
I want to say the Fog, the remake of the Fog, but was John Carpenter involved with that?
I think he picked up the check.
Get together.
Oh, here we go. I'm sorry, I ground everything to a halt. So,
According to this, Halloween 2. That can't be right.
as I thought she
Yeah,
was
that does
involved
sound
with
right.
Escape from New York.
Well, she did. That's the thing. She did help on The Fog. And so let's look at Deborah Hill.
Who knows? Deborah
I'm
Hill,
going to look
Benny
at
Hill
her.
is who you should have been working with.
Yeah, I'm going to look at her.
Because Benny Hill is silent a lot, and Michael Myers is silent.
Oh, yeah. Yeah. I hear you. Let's see.
That's why
Yes.
Michael doesn't get hit in the crotch
Yeah,
enough.
she escaped from LA, escaped from New York, 1981. The Fog, 1980. I think what it's so. I think what so yeah. Their last film together, technically, until Escape from LA, is Halloween 2, because
Okay.
The Fog was 1980.
Escape from LA. You had to mention it.
Escape from LA is a good movie, in my mind.
You will love yourself more.
I do. I'm gonna hug myself later too.
Oh no, no. God. Oh. Let's
Daniel,
all go to the mountains.
have you seen Escape from LA?
Yes.
No, but no, but I have heard of it though.
You got to watch it sometime. You have to watch it. You're just bad. Oh my god! Look, any movie that has Peter Fonda and Kurt Russell surfing together, gold. Okay. Cool.
So Escape from LA
Yeah.
is like kids got Escape from New York action figures and ate a whole bunch of sugary cereal and did their own weird kind of remake of it with the action figures in the living room. But they had so much cereal, it just lost its sense of spark and wonder, and it was just regurgitations of things we had seen before, but in LA. And the CGI is terrible. The politics are so blatant that it just, oh god, Stacy Keach and his religious ranting and so on. It's like John. It's better when it's a little subtle. Um, that was my because I longed for a movie like Escape from LA for a long time. I thought this is a perfect franchise to have. He's always
Yeah.
escaping things,
Yeah.
escaping from the mother-in-law, whatever. And 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 yet then they made this, and so I did not, I wasn't a fan. The CGI is embarrassingly bad. Even back then, we knew it. Like
Yeah.
that submarine he gets into,
Well, what do you do?
you don't make it. Is what
Well,
you do.
what did you guys think of also the team up of John Carpenter and Alan Howarth for the score here?
Well, they're great. I mean, they work brilliantly together.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'd say it's good too.
Yeah, really, really good. The opening theme is really terrifying. It's very scary. And the opening scene too. You have a man running, and you don't know why. You don't know why he's running from these people. Um, and there's not too much of a hint that they're not normal people until the car explosion, and you see all the parts. But these people are machines, or androids.
It's got everything.
Yeah, you have killer androids. You have witchcraft in this movie. I love how the one woman in this movie cuts a promo about the factory shipped the wrong mask, or there was a bad shipment. Mrs. Gutman or something comes. It just cuts a promo. Uh, it's funny. So there is some comedy here. But the Santa Mira, California, basically. So, what did you guys think of? Sorry, the cool farm scenery that we get going into the town.
It was cool farm scenery. I don't, Joel, I tell you, I watched this movie a few years ago for another Halloween 3 podcast that we did. I don't remember the farm scenery.
Well, they shoot the countryside of California a bit,
Sure.
going into town,
Yeah.
and they pass some farms, and it's an Irish town, as uh, Dr. Chalice says, Dr. Dan Chalice
Sure.
talks about, and it's
And the Irish ghettos of California.
yeah, the Irish ghettos of California. Yeah, and you also hear that it's a company town. You see the cameras following the car as it's pulling in, and there are people watching them. And I love Stacy. Stacy. What's her name?
Stacy.
Yeah, it's
Iduk? No.
oh no, Stacy Nelkin, who okay, Alan's on his way, but Stacy Nelkin's line of I feel like a goldfish, because that's exactly right. These people are just staring at you like you're a fucking exhibit. What the hell? And
Like the extra cheddar blast goldfish, not that.
Yeah, and Dr. Dan Chalice's company town, and it's like really, really. It's
Holy crap! Where have I been?
I know. Where have you been?
You know what? Joel just mentioned that Dan Chalice, the name of the Tom Atkins character, rhymes with tan phallus.
It does. And there's plenty of tan phalluses down here in Florida, I have to tell you. Whoa.
That's the long and the short of it.
Yes.
Alan tans his beard on the beach. That's what that is.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Unfortunately, it's a little bleached.
Yeah. Daniel, you live in Florida. Do you go to the beach?
Not usually.
No, okay.
I don't either, actually. Look at this face. Come on. Forget it.
I live in Tennessee. I don't go to the beach.
No.
Yeah. Casper's jealous of you, Alan.
At least.
No, it's funny. Alan and I, when we roomed together, it might have been the first time during a summer that neither of us heard anything about how pale we were.
Uh-huh.
Because it didn't occur to either of us that we just looked normal to each other.
That's right. That's right. We both had the same kind of skin flash, so it worked out.
Very nice. Very nice. So
also, Catherine's very fair skin for somebody who lives in Southern California as well.
She takes unbelievable care of herself.
Yeah, she does.
You know.
Alan, when did you first see Halloween 3 season?
I saw it in a drive-in sometime in the first year when it was out. What is this, 81, 2?
82.
82. Yeah, so it would have been around that time. The Bangor Drive-In was probably in its death throes at that point in time, where they would have a first-run movie, usually not a A-list movie, but a first-run movie on one screen, and then an adult film on the second screen.
You know, what I bet somebody out there got to see because of 1982 was a double feature of this and Creepshow.
Yeah.
Quite possibly.
Out around the same time.
Mm-hmm. Would have made a good double feature, I think.
What a wonderful time. God, I miss 1982.
I was just 22, so I just passed the age of majority.
Yeah.
We have another John Carpenter, Deborah Hill team up here for producers. Alan, I asked Patrick and Daniel this. What did you think of John and Deborah's team ups? They always made good films together.
Look, I thought this was a fantastic film. Even when I first saw it, I realized it was completely different, and they were going for a different concept here.
Right.
They were going to go for like different types of horror movies that took place on Halloween. And this film did not do great at the box office in comparison to the first two Halloween movies, but it made its nut and then some. It was a profitable film, but because of its inevitable comparison to the first two movies, I think that's why they decided to go right back to Michael Myers again. So
Yeah.
I like this movie. I thought this was a great departure.
It was a number of years before they made Halloween 4. I mean, it was like 5 years or so. 5 or 6 years.
They just kind of geared up for it. Probably a lot of arguments going on in boardrooms, you know.
Either that or it just didn't occur to them. You know, that's the whole sequelitis thing, you know, hadn't really caught fire the way it later would. And,
No.
in between this and 1989, they made 35 Friday the 13th movies.
Right.
And I
Right.
think that's when they sort of got the idea, well, maybe we should go back.
Well,
to
maybe
that.
we should continue. Yeah, be more regular about output. Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, it would be, let's see, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 years before Halloween 4
Yeah.
Would happen. Dwight Little was on the Justin Beam Radio Hour. He talked about going into the meeting and pitching his idea for Halloween 4. Very, very interesting interview.
Well, I mean, he had the success of those first two films to back him up. He really did. They were very successul financially. I mean, especially.
Who is Dwight Little?
He is a director of movies. Hold on, I'll have to look at all his stuff.
Well, no, you don't. It's okay.
Give me a second.
Oh, moving on up to the top of a deluxe apartment in the sky.
Halloween 36, The Jeffersons.
Yes.
Weezy, what's in that closet?
Cold Turkey. Wasn't it great to see Paul Benedict?
Oh, it was.
I love that guy.
Oh my God! It's kind of an all-star character actor cast.
Oh my God. Barbara Kaysen. I just love it.
Yeah, it's all. It reminded me. The first thing that popped out of my head when they started having these big, chaotic group scenes. Oh, it's a mad world, because it.
Well, the difference is this is funny.
Of course.
And that's
it doesn't have the old vaudeville shtick going on all the time, or the mugging.
Hey, Jewel, how about that Dwight Little?
I got him right here. We're doing Cold Turkey tomorrow. But he did Halloween 4, The Return of Michael Myers. He did Bloodstone, Phantom of the Opera, 1989, Marked for Death, 1990.
God, is that the Robert Englund thing?
I believe so. Yep, Robert Englund. Marked for Death, 1990. That's Steven Seagal. Rapid Fire.
That's kind of a horror film, just working with that guy.
Free Willy 2, The Adventure Home.
Suddenly, we really jumped to a totally different genre.
Murder at 1600. That's a good movie. With Wesley Snipes. So yeah, he's done a couple good movies.
Wasn't he in Debbie Does Dallas?
Dwight Little?
Yeah, he played the only guy that didn't have sex in the whole movie.
His part was cut.
Yes.
So to speak.
So to speak. Uh-huh.
What year is that?
Debbie Does Dallas?
Yeah, I don't know.
1978.
Okay, 1978. I don't see it on here. Hold on. I'm reading.
Daniel, how's it going? You getting ready for May Day and so on?
No, I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm great.
Indeed.
Good Wicker Man weather. Good time of year to watch The Wicker Man.
Yeah, let's go have a weaving party.
So we watched The Matrix, V for Vendetta,
Priscilla,
Queen of the Desert, all the great Hugo Weaving movies,
Right.
Lord of the Rings.
Yeah, V for Vendetta.
Well, I mean, if we could do the Wicker Man thing at Burning Man and have some unwary people, sort of step inside of it at the wrong time.
It's always the wrong time to step in a Wicker Man.
Yes.
Yeah. What did you think of the location, guys, of this movie? It looks beautiful.
It does. It's nice, that sort of central to Northern California Gothic look.
It's the way I like horror films too. It's dark.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, that's true.
In this film.
I'd say it's pretty good too.
Yeah, it is. But it is nice. Locales are very, very nice, and it makes everything look sort of surfacially normal in a way.
If Tom Atkins puts on a sweater, it's a good movie. The Howling. He wears a memorable sweater in that. I think he wears some sweaters in this too.
Yeah.
Probably wears sweaters when he goes to cons to sign autographs too, which is still around. So
you get a free, if you buy one of those Tom Atkins style sweaters, you get a free mustache.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yes.
What's you guys' favorite Tom Atkins movie? Is it this?
What's the one where he says "thrill me"? Is it
Oh, that's Night of the Creep.
Night of the Creeps? Yeah. Well, that.
See, Tom Atkins to me is television material because
Oh,
growing
yeah.
up in the 70s and 80s, he was everywhere.
Oh,
Yeah.
I'll tell you my favorite Tom Atkins movie, Ninth Configuration.
Oh,
He was a friend of Bill Blatty's. And the character's even named Atkins. And I think he has another character named Atkins in Legion.
very
He would
cool.
often name people after his friends. Like he has a
Uh-huh.
character named Ed Flanders, I think, in one of them.
Yeah,
And he and Ed Flanders are pals.
yeah.
Obviously from, Exorcist 3.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, that's pretty cool. But yeah, I'd say this is my favorite Tom Atkins movie.
That's a good choice,
Good
Daniel.
choice.
Absolutely.
Ace choice.
He's central to the whole thing here. So
Mhm. Yeah. Alan, what's your favorite? Do you have one?
Tom Atkins movie?
Yes.
Yeah, it would probably be this one. It had been I'd forgotten about Ninth Configuration. It's been a long, long time since I'd seen it, but that would be right up there.
Yeah. Really, really good. Daniel Healy is a heel. I talked about this with Patrick and Daniel. Earlier in his career, he played some good guys. He was a trail boss on Rawhide, for an episode. He had an amazing, interesting career playing, a heavy here. He plays the boss in RoboCop. So,
Yeah.
and he's sort of wasted in a movie called Deep Blue Sea. He doesn't talk. He has like a scene. I think.
He's in that?
Yeah, he's in it.
What's he play?
He plays the boss. He's sitting there, and Sam Jackson is doing the talking.
Okay.
Like he's
Samuel
in.
Jackson has a very memorable monologue in that movie.
Yes, he does. Yes, he does.
Yeah, I think he played a lot of cops too on television. He played a ton of cops, hard-nosed kind of guys.
And he played Grigg, the alien gunner in The Last Starfighter.
That's right. That's right.
I did.
Did you ever see that movie, Jewel?
Yeah, not in a long time.
Well, he's the guy in the. You don't get actors that age who are willing to put on
the alien suit,
full mask.
Yeah,
Stuff.
Yes.
And he did. By
it's
God.
true.
And his son is a good actor, Gavin O'Herlihy,
Mm-hmm.
and appears with a reverse mohawk in Death Wish 3.
Yeah, I know his son plays the villain in Death Wish 3. Yeah.
He's also really good in Never Say Never Again, which is my favorite non-Bond movie.
Mm-hmm.
Fine.
I love that movie.
Yes.
It's ludicrous, and thank God for it.
Oh my gosh.
It would have to be, I think, considering Connery coming back at his age to do that movie. He had to comment on it all the time.
Yeah,
and he did. He was like, "Oh, lumbago, oh," this kind of stuff going on throughout the movie. Every time he gets a fight, it hurt.
Oi, my back.
God. There's a Dark Shadow. Michael Curry is here. Dark Shadows alum. He plays Rafferty in this.
Michael Curry.
Yeah, he played Constable Jonas Carter in Dark Shadows.
Oh God, he did.
Yes, so we have
way back in the early episodes.
Yes, it's another reason to watch this film.
He's the one with the tearaway pants.
Wrong show.
From Dark Shadows,
Does the Chippendales routine for Liz because she never
set it
gets
up.
out.
He set it up for Dana Elkhart to then take over.
Yeah, he did. He really did too.
Dana Elkhart and his dancing boiler.
Yeah, absolutely.
Daniel, how you doing? Are you okay over there?
Oh yeah, I'm doing all right, thank you.
I'm just checking in.
Awesome.
Yeah, that's okay.
But yeah, it's nice to see a Dark Shadow one. What's some of you guys' favorite scenes in this film, Daniel?
Actually, what one of my favorite scenes is like the one where when Dan defeats the robots and shit. He there's that beam in a circle. That's pretty cool.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, the all the guys dressed up in suits that turn out to be robots. Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Yeah, yeah, I agree. That
Matrix-esque.
was pretty impressive for like 1982.
Yeah.
They did some overlay special effects with the death ray and all of that sort of thing that comes out of all of these little chips. These that he's put. What is it he's put in there? Pieces of Stonehenge.
Pieces of
Yes, that's
Stonehenge.
it. It's like not only do you have horror, but you also have like deep-seated supernatural ancient stuff going on.
Which I love. I love the combination. It's very Ghostbusters
It's very
of
cool.
technology and the supernatural.
Yeah, it
I agree. That was
is
pretty
pretty
cool.
Yeah.
I mean, I also like when the robot blew himself up too.
More mayhem. We like
Yeah.
it.
Very,
These
very
kind of
good.
movies, you want it. Absolutely.
Very good scene. Alan, what's some of your favorite scenes?
Well, in terms of what you want in this film, which is the real horror, it's the stuff where the masks are doing their dirty work.
Yes.
It's really kind of like, wow, what's going on here? With basically, it's killing kids and adults and everybody else, but it's also like eating their heads with pestilence, which comes out and attacks anybody that's nearby. So it's a real double evil thing that's going on here. And the other scene that kind of underscores how evil this whole thing is when the guy rips the drunk's head off.
Yeah.
When you realize this guy has some kind of weird tap-in powers of the Celtic, devil or something going on. That he is not. He's not to be trifled with, and he's also not to be argued with, because you're not going to change his mind. He's going to do what he wants to do. He's kind of not an immovable force, but darn close the way it's set up. So that scene is also a pivotal scene. That's the one scene I remembered from the first time I saw it.
Yeah.
Was that scene.
Yeah. Patrick, what's some of your favorite scenes?
I mean, I don't want to say favorite in terms of it's the way life should be or something, but the very, very, very is what Alan talked about. It's well, overall, I just love the incredible fatalism of the movie, that this is going to work.
Yeah.
This plan is going to work, and there's nothing you can do. I mean,
That's right.
Dan can only do so much because they've already been distributed.
Mm-hmm.
And I was a kid of the age of the kid,
That's right.
thereabouts, who goes into the test room when we see that. The execution of that, the fact that it is graphic in that these creatures are coming out, but it's also not, in that the genesis of them is behind this mask.
Right.
And so we can only imagine
how
what is
horrible it
happening
really
to
is.
this
Yeah.
kid. What happened? What happened? Where did they start in the back of his neck and then expand outward, or was it transforming parts of his head into this? How aware was he of it?
Right.
Those were all things I really thought a lot about.
Yeah.
When I was watching the movie, and that's Carpenter's really good at implication.
Yeah.
At then forcing a lot of the story.
He
happen in your
establishes,
mind.
he establishes a bit of body horror when the woman accidentally sets one off. So you get to see like a misfire, what a misfire does. But that establishes the body horror, and the rest of is all imagination.
Well, that is what ultimately has really stuck to me, and then just imagining what this is like en masse.
Yeah.
And do these creatures grow? Do they grow when they eat things? I mean, a lot of people are not watching this.
Right.
And so what is it like on day 3 in Manhattan?
Right.
Is it like the end of The Mist? Have these things become that big?
Right.
Yeah.
Or just that plentiful? Maybe they're just like overrunning everything.
And does Harold
No.
does he get killed? I don't remember. This
What?
Silver Shamrock guy.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Daniel Healy's character basically, it's you might as well
Yeah,
say.
yeah, yeah. But the others who are really big on this, the other pagan priests or whatever,
Hmm.
are they exempt from the attacks,
Yeah.
Right.
or are they very willingly giving themselves over,
Right.
or what?
I, my favorite scene is the scene where Daniel Healy's character is sitting there explaining to Daniel Chalice it's time again. And just that whole dialogue is
Hmm.
amazing. That, and I think one of the most underrated scenes is how relaxed his Dan's character is. He's just so confident, like Patrick talked about. This is going to work. And
Hmm.
two, you see something in this movie that here's all these kids. What John shows and the director Tommy Lee Wallace shows is you have all these kids walking with silver shamrock masks all over the world. Arizona, they show California, they show all the states.
Yeah, they show the commercials, and don't they show commercials in different languages?
I
Or
I don't remember that,
I, I, I thought I flashed on that, but maybe not. Maybe not.
but they do
But they
show.
do. Yeah, I know what you're talking about. It's
Yeah,
basically it's at least nationwide,
yeah.
maybe worldwide.
Sorry. Yeah, they show all these kids all over the United States and perhaps all over the world, and it's like it's another great example. This is Dan Chalice bringing home other Halloween masks, and his kids are like, "Oh no, Mom already bought us mask, Silver Shamrock," and they turn the TV on, and there's the commercial. Dan Chalice goes to even in the hospital when the patient gets rolled, the commercial plays. They're gonna kill us. They're gonna kill us all. That sort of creepiness, and then you get the commercial even in the bar. He can't get away. He can't get away from it.
No, it's the inevitability. Obviously, is in the denouement too. He gets two of the networks to not air it, but the third one he can't get to in time.
Yeah. Well, stop it. That whole thing.
Yeah.
That's my next question. How do you guys feel about ambiguous endings in a movie?
Well, I think it's a dark ending. I think it's an ending that says the plan is going to work.
It's going to work.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I agree. That's the thing too. It leaves it open to interpretation. But that's what's interesting is I think I remember reading that they were actually going to end it with you hearing screaming at the end or in the credits, but they decided to just to leave ambiguous.
Just end it with a hymn on
Yeah. Or did he stop it or didn't
right.
he? That's what they're leaving it with. But I always feel that he probably didn't.
Yeah. I felt like his time had run out the way the whole thing was filmed and everything. But the time had run out. He wasn't going to be able to get it quite there.
I think directors make smart decisions when they have that sort of. There's, to me, another great film with a great sort of ambiguous ending is A Great Silence, where the hero's hands get shot and it's left to interpretation of what happened to him after that. Was he murdered? Was he killed off?
Sure.
And so I don't mind ambiguous endings. I think, for example, another great movie that has sort of Chinatown is a great film that, it doesn't have a happy ending.
No, it's a business as usual ending.
Yeah,
that's what that is. So the whole corruption thing, it's going to go on.
Yeah,
it's just going to keep going.
Yeah, and that's the thing. Enzo Farage said this, and I agree with him. Not all films are meant to have a happy ending.
No,
and because it brings that sort of reality back down to you. Oh, you're going for an escape? Hold that thought for a moment.
Seriously.
Because it's like, even with this movie, it's like you see these masks, you see they're distributed. I love how it's the same gas station attendant too at the end who brought the guy to the hospital. He's like, "Hey, I saw you before. I know who you are." I tell you, the shock is Stacy's character being turned into an android was the shock. What did you guys think?
Again, that points towards this inevitable march toward, the bad end.
Yeah. And a perfect thing for for a toy maker.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
But it's also like Invasion of the Body Snatchers.
A bit.
You know, replacement.
Yeah.
Replacement. Humans being replaced by inhumanity.
Yeah.
Somewhat.
That's true.
Yeah, they do a really good. Dark Shadows once pit magic against science. This movie does a really good job of combining magic and science.
Yeah, the guy's using technology. Yeah.
Yeah. What did you guys think of that?
I liked it.
I think it's brilliant.
Yeah, I thought it was a really good take. I thought this movie should have done much better than it did. I mean, it was still successful, but I thought it should have done way better than it did.
Yeah, I thought it was a pretty
we would have had like a Twilight Zone of Halloween movies, you know, where you have a different topic and a different situation each time, but you know.
I think
would have been great.
if they go to do this Halloween TV series, then if the writer is smart, whoever they put to write this, if the writer's smart, yeah, you can have Michael Myers, but you can also have other things going on that are bad. It's not just Michael.
Right.
He's there.
Well, I mean, obviously he's the iconography of the whole thing now.
Yeah, he's the killer.
Yeah.
But you also have other things. You could have other things going on. So there's that. Let me see what I'm trying to think. What's you guys' favorite score of Alan Howarth and John Carpenter's? Not just in this movie, but
okay. When did they stop working together, or did they just continue as long as John was writing music?
Not sure. I know they did this one. Hold on, I'm sorry.
Howarth also did sound effects. He did all the sound effects for Star Trek II: Wrath of Khan. It has a wonderful technological soundscape.
Mm-hmm. Oh, well, Wrath of Khan to me is still the epitome of the
It's got it all. It's a great movie on every level. It's also a really good example to give to screenwriting students because I think it's a marvelously constructed film.
It is.
Let's see. They did The Fog, Escape from New York. That's the films they did. Then this one.
Okay, well, Escape from New York.
I was going to say that too because that lends itself to both sort of. It's a little spooky, but it's an action. It drives, you know. It's that kind of thing. It's the epitome of better '80s scoring too.
Mm-hmm.
You know, it's I like it.
Oh yeah, I'm gonna go with this one to be honest, and I know that probably sounds lazy, but this one, this one combines, it's pretty good, and it kind of has the Halloween vibe too.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, I'm glad you guys are okay with me saying this.
Yes,
absolutely.
Yes.
We judge nobody here because none of us are wearing pants.
Not only that, but it's a good example on its own. So
yeah.
Well, thank you.
But yeah, I like this. I think I'll go with The Fog. The Fog is much different than this, and it's really good. And the score itself really provides that creepy.
Yeah, it's a foreboding, suspenseful sort of thing.
Sea-going town
rolling in. It's got that texture to it.
It gives that sea-going town feel.
Mm-hmm.
Here's this fishing town, fishing village.
Mm-hmm.
And John Carpenter, really, really good job, and Alan Howarth did a really good job. My favorite sort of Alan Howarth is Halloween 2. I love the organ and the opening. I know that's probably cheesy too, but that's something that's
again, it's evocative of its era. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yeah.
I mean, some 80s film scores are really cheesy because they're like playing a Casio MIDI player through a tin box or something.
It's true.
It sounds
weird error. To me, I mentioned this the other day. it reaches its nadir with Lady Hawk. A
Yeah,
really
it's
inappropriate
jarring
slur.
in Lady Hawk.
It's
It's
oh god, I left the theater. I was in a
yeah.
free
And
pre-release
Lady
screening of
Hawk
it.
is not a bad movie. It's just that soundscape is jarring because it sounds so techno
Yeah,
and weird in terms, and that's not what you should be getting out of Lady Hawk.
yeah.
You know, it's yeah.
I know when we went to, there was a time we went to the drive-in. I forget. I'm trying to think of the movie. I think it was Samuel L. Jackson's Shaft was
No,
shown, and
back in
what
2000. Yeah.
and the way it wasn't the movie. They didn't have it in frame, like it was out of frame. It was where it kept skipping certain things. Like it was like their lips didn't match up with their words.
Oh, you had a syncing problem with
Yeah,
with the
yeah, and everybody could
projector.
tell, and people were honking their horns.
I bet they were.
They were pissed.
That you really have to work hard at to get because the sound is encoded on the 35 millimeter print.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, yeah. It's just I mean, they fixed it, before the night was over, but it was like, okay, we got to watch the thing.
Yeah, because there's a light beam that picks it up, I believe. Like there's a light beam that picks it up. So I guess the light beam was like screwed up or something.
Yeah,
Might get something like that happening.
I think what had happened was the guy started it and walked out thinking, oh, it'll be fine. And then it wasn't fine. It wasn't fine. It wasn't fine at all.
Off smoking a cigarette somewhere with his girlfriend or something.
He needed that joint, man.
Yeah, dude. Now it sounds good.
What are you
Why
honking
are they
about?
throwing things at me, man?
Well, that's the thing too. When they're honking their horns, it's like, do you think that guy can hear that's over your horn? Like, no.
It's true. Kind of self-defeating, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's why you throw things up to the booth.
Would you like to see another Halloween movie like this, or
yes,
have it be a part of? Have it be a part of?
Yeah, I would do.
Yeah.
Just again with that original concept, just have it take place on or around Halloween, and yeah, absolutely.
Yeah.
Wasn't Halloween 4 going to be a Spirit originally, but because of how this one flopped, they decided to not go with that?
It didn't really flop, but it disappointed in comparison to the first two.
Mm-hmm.
And yes, that's certainly money has a lot to do with, low grosses will kill anything in Hollywood. So yeah.
Oh yeah, I could see that. You know how that goes.
It's good that the film gets appreciated more.
Yeah.
Now.
Oh yeah, it's definitely it's gathered a big following over the years.
That's true. One thing I would think, I do think they should change is, I think they should change the title, but not what people think. Like, I know people say they should call it Season of the Witch or another name, but I think instead of Halloween 3 Season of the Witch, they should call it Halloween Season of the Witch, because 3 implies continuity,
Yeah, I can see that, because it is a standalone film.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'll tell you why I don't mind the Halloween 3 Season, which I know it implies continuity. When you're watching the film, in the course of the film, they're showing you Michael Myers, isn't it? By showing you Michael Myers as a fictional character.
Right.
They do a really good job of honing that in this movie. Of, hey, this is not this reality here.
Mm-hmm.
That there is fake. That's fiction. Our shit. This movie is real.
Oh yeah, that's true.
Oh, interesting. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, for those that don't know, there's a trailer for the first one in this one.
And they when Dan Chalice is tied to the chair, what's he watching? Halloween. He's watching the first Halloween movie. They have it on TV because remember, after the movie, they're going to do the giveaway, which is fitting. It's like you're showing John Carpenter's Halloween, and after the movie, the giveaway happened.
Oh, what fun!
Yes, absolutely. Is Conal Cochran the best horror heel of all time, or where do you rank it?
I wouldn't say that.
No, but
Right.
he's good.
He's very good. He's a lot of
Yeah.
fun,
Yeah.
and I want to see more of him.
He's
Yeah.
he's a true believer.
Yes, he
You
is.
know, he's got that intensity and that crazy going on.
Yeah.
So
Yeah,
yeah,
he does.
it's like a
Absolutely.
Bond villain in a horror film. Or something.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah. As I said, this is like a Bond villain, a villain from the shadow. You could see this
Mhm.
type of villain in any of those.
Sure.
And it's like, my God, really, really good. Let's see. I have no more questions. Anybody want to add anything?
It's a great movie. If you haven't seen
Yeah.
it, see it.
Yeah,
I love
I'd
it.
highly recommend seeing it. It's gotten its due in more recent years, I think, from a lot of people. Certainly more than it did back then.
Mm.
But and it has merits galore. If you are a horror movie fan, you should watch this one.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, and if you guys like horror related merchandise, including shirts and like glasses and stuff, they actually sell Halloween 3 related stuff like on Fright Rags, you know.
Yeah.
Yeah, they do. Absolutely. I hope, like, what I'd love to see is for the Halloween movies is, like, if they do another re-release of the movies, release the soundtracks with the films. That would be really nice.
It would.
Especially this movie. Great soundtrack, great music. There's going to be many links in the description box. Links to Patrick McCray's Dark Shadows Daybreak Unbound is going to be in the description box. Link to Alan Gallant's YouTube channel, Collins Sport After Dark is going to be in the description box. Link to Daniel Culver's YouTube channel, Magic Dove is going to be in the description box. And I know he didn't end up making it here. I will still leave a link to Christian Hanna's YouTube channel in the description box. You guys have a good night.
Take care, sir.
You too. Bye-bye.